Hey everybody, Becca Pace here, and I am bringing you a 30-minute core workout today. This is going to be half on the board, half off of the board. So get your slide board ready, get your booties ready, and let's get started with our warm-up. So let's take it down to hands and knees. We want to make sure everything is stacked. So make sure you're looking down, your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees. You can tuck your toes or relax them, your choice. Lift your heart, take a deep breath. Push into the floor, lift your abs and your ribs towards the sky as you breathe it out. We're gonna take this 3 more times. Open up the chest and then retract the upper back muscles. 2 more times. Take a deep breath in at the top. Now start to push all 10 fingertips into the floor as you exhale. 1 more time, everybody. Open up the chest and then round the upper back. All right, let's continue in this action. I'm gonna release my toes, take the left arm out to the side and take it like a needle and thread under and out. So let's do that 3 times. Exhale, take your arm under, a little micro bend in that standing arm. 2 more times just to open up the side of the torso a little bit here. We'll do that 1 more time on this side. And then placing your hand down, we go right to the second side. So just opening up the chest a little here. And I want you to focus on that twist that you're creating for yourself. So really think about reaching away from your body. 2 more times. Exhale under. And again, inhale out. We do 1 more here. And I want you guys to stay on hands and knees. Let's all shoot the left arm forward, right leg back, take a deep breath. And now pull your palm and your thigh towards each other and make a little press here. 3 times, a little bird dog. Inhale, and then exhale, curve. 2 more. So the speed is a little bit more gusto, if you will. So we want to really start to let that heart rate come up a smidge. Last one here, we're going to pause at the top. Make sure your neck is in a neutral position. And then place your hand down. We go right to that second side. So shoot the leg back, arm forward, pick up your knee, breathing in. Point your foot as your knee and your palm press together. So we're going to lengthen the top of the leg. We've got 2 more to go. Also pay attention to your bottom hand pushing through the floor. 1 more. Now from here, we'll place our hand and our foot down. I want you to send your tailbone up into a V stretch or a down dog. We're just going to walk our feet and our hands to middle. Drop your head, maybe grab your elbows, take a little torso sway here. And then rolling up to standing, keep your knees soft. Good, let's take the shoulders back, and I want you to go ahead and let your body twist. Open things up a little bit here. Whew. All right, so a couple more times side to side. We'll bring it back to the center for our crisscross arms in 3, 2, 1. Bring it to center, plant your feet. Let's open and close, chest, shoulders back. And then while we're in our standing posture, guys, let's drop the left arm down, circle the right arm up and over through the middle. We roll up, and we'll do that on the other side. So nice little circular pattern we're drawing here. And we'll do that a couple times from side to side. 1 more time like this. And we're going to finish on that second side. Standing up, shoulders back, shake it out a little bit, and let's all grab our booties. So you guys can feel free to take a seat to put your booties on, or you can simply stand up and slip them over your shoes. I want you to feel comfortable, so you do you. Once your booties are on, make your way to the board. You're gonna be facing the bumper for move number 1, which is a burpee with mountain climbers. So I want you to take your arms up to the sky. Hands come down. We'll push the heels back, and I want you to do a 1, 2, 3 count. 1, 2, and hold. 1, 2, and hold. Bring your feet back, toes to the bumper, stand it up. Let's do that again. So find your perfect plank. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. Heel back, toes up, and we've got that 3 more rounds. So let's continue here. As you're moving your knees, let's keep the palms pressing down. Focus on each of these sections and make them really, really good for you. So we've got a nice quality control here happening. Okay, we're light on our feet, and we've got 2 more to go. Definitely starting to feel the lower abdominals kicking in a little bit here. So I really want you to feel light on your toes. Back and up, and we do that 1 more time. Heels back. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Heels back, toes up, shoulders roll back. Give me 2 more shoulder rolls back. 1 more shoulder roll back. Now we're gonna add on. Bring your hands down, send your heels back, bring your knees in, out, stand up. This is our second variation. So same approach. Knees are aiming to the nose. We separate the feet to stand, and we've got 4 more to go. So we exhale, exhale. You're gonna start to notice hip flexors are definitely coming into the picture here. So think about lifting your belly button on your exhale and try to let your legs be a little bit light if that's possible. We've got 3 to go here. Last 2 coming up. Think about your lower abdominals as your target. So that's where I want you to send your exhale. Last one, guys. Send it back. All right. One more time, we're gonna shoulder roll back. And then I want you to body roll down and just bring your knees to the board for a moment. We're gonna drop to our elbows, pressing into the floor. Shoulder blades are wide as we send our legs back. We're holding here, and we've got about 45 seconds to jack it out. Okay, so I want you to think about pinky edges of your feet to the edges of the board, and you're magnetizing your inner thighs as you bring those feet back in. Tap, tap, tap. All the while, make sure your shoulder blades stay wide. I want you to think about increasing the length in the back line of your neck, and you've got about 30 seconds. You can do it. Fingerprints are pressing down, glutes are tight. So again, we want to maybe tuck the tailbone a little bit, little naughty dog, if you will. Okay, we're rounding the corner here. About 15 more seconds to go. Keep the energy through the back lines of your legs. Can you keep reaching your head away from your heels? 10 more seconds, guys. We're gonna take a breather after this. Let's finish it strong. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you set your hips down, press your chest up. Oh my goodness, that feels amazing. So you got a nice little sphinx pose happening here. Take a second, breathe it out. Now, we're gonna just simply come to hands and knees, and I'd like you to roll over so that you're actually off of your board with your booty and your back. So let's roll down. You can actually bring your hips to the edge of the board, and what I want you to do is bring your fingertips to the bumper so you've got some leverage. You'll drive your hips up to the sky and just feel your bridge. Now, we're cinching our ribs in a lot here. What I want you to do is send the left heel out and send the right heel out. And we're gonna stay here single leg for about 30 seconds. Flex your toes as you shoot your heel away from you. And then maybe see if you can bring your heel to your bumper. So we're giving our hamstrings a little attention here as well. Let's do 4 like this. Now, guys, you can continue to stay with the single heel, or maybe you try to focus on both heels out and in. Now, you might have to slow that down a little bit, definitely getting into low back muscles, glutes and hamstrings. You can keep that single or keep that double. 3 more to go. 2 to go. Good, we've got 1 more here. And then I just want you to slowly melt down, bring your knees into your chest. Take a moment to give yourself a little love. All right, and then carefully, everybody, let's make our way back onto the board. So your right foot's going to step off the board. Your left leg is going to slide back. I want you to stay here for a second. Maybe you rest your forearm right on that front thigh. Maybe your fingertips are tented or you're on your bumper. I want you to now start to draw your back knee in and out. Okay, so once you kind of get into that rhythm, you can add on to this. Maybe your palm presses into your thigh. Maybe that full palm print comes down to the floor. Your final option here is to add a twist. So we're gonna hold our rotation as we work through the inner thigh, hip flexor, standing quad and glute. Give me 15 more seconds on this leg. Really think about range of motion. Push that heel back and find some length. We've got 10 more seconds here. Keep it up. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring both feet onto the board and let's just take a little mini child's pose. All right, hands to the bumper. Plank pose. Feet come to the bumper as we stand up, and we've got our 3rd burpee variation. Let's reach up to the sky, hands comfortably wherever you need them to be, and now we're gonna add our pike up at the bottom. What's great about working on a slide board for abdominals is we've got so much leverage to play, which we wouldn't normally do if we didn't have a slippery surface beneath our feet. So as you're piking up, See if you can keep your legs straight. The idea is to pull the belly button up towards the ceiling with our hips. And maybe that exhale shoots you in that direction. This is also an all-telling exercise to let you know if your hamstrings are feeling tight. And maybe if that's happening, you go into a knee pull like we did earlier. All right, so let's go 30 more seconds. I'm gonna give you ample time here to really wake up the hamstring line. And each time you come up, take that as an opportunity to catch your breath, maybe release your shoulders a little bit. So got 20 more seconds. And maybe you've got a goal in mind, a number to kind of get you through to the finish line. See if you can crush that goal. Maybe you've got 2 more, 3 more to go. We're in the home stretch here with 10 more seconds. I'm gonna try to bang out 2 more if I can. Last one coming up, everybody. You got this. Okay, let's stand. Again, shoulders roll back. Now, as we step off the board, we will take a body roll down. And we're going into our first section away from the board. So come on down. Hike up your pants if you need to. And as you make your way down to the ground, let's do a little spine articulation. If you've done recovery classes with me before, you may recognize this. We're gonna do it again. It's a really simple way for you to really activate and specify where you want your breath to go in your abdominals. So we breathe in, and as we breathe out, the lower back makes contact with the floor. As we inhale, the lower back lifts, and we exhale, press it down. 2 more. So it feels really good on top of being a really good focal point to drive your energy and your breath right into that center line. Okay, from here, pull your knees into your chest. Take a squeeze for a second. You're gonna press your low back down just like we did in our bridge, but elevate your upper back muscles. So think about yourself in this nice, perfect sort of C. We don't wanna crunch the neck. We don't want the head to fall back. Keep it in a neutral position for you. And then as you breathe in, shoot your left leg forward, hug your right knee in. Breathe out and switch. Inhale, single knee pull. Exhale. So we're gonna find a groove here. And as you're doing this, peel those shoulder blades open nice and wide. As you breathe out, see if your low back can make even more of a contact with the floor. And we're gonna live here for about 20 more seconds. Now, if your head starts to feel like you need some support, feel free to bring your hands behind your head. Allow those hip flexors to do the work for you, which you might get into those a little more deeply. All right, so we're gonna be here 10 more seconds. Really reach out and away from your moving leg. Let's do 3 more, 2 more. Last one, knees to chest, head to the floor, relax. Okay, take that same approach. Your lower back presses down. You're gonna hug your knees, elevate your upper back, same position, but this time let's start with hands supporting the back of the neck. Shoot your legs out, inhale. Pull your knees in, exhale. Again, you're gonna try to keep your low back pressing into the ground. Stay here with your hands pressed behind your head, or allow your arms to extend back, hug and lift. Breathe in, breathe out. Now guys, as you're starting to find your own rhythm here, I want you to focus on playing with length and then contracting in opposition. So we're opening and expanding, and then we're trying to get the knees and the chest closer together. 4 more like this. Hands can be still behind the head, or you can add that circular pattern with your arms. Let's do 3. Okay, as we round the finish line with our last one, you'll bring your knees in, and again, relax your head. Let's take a turn to the right and a turn to the left. Now, as you make your way back to the center, you're gonna keep those knees where they are, and again, upper back is lifting. We find a pattern here. Let's bring our hands behind the head, elbows wide, bring your shins to tabletop. Twist to your right knee and then to your left knee. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Now, as you're adding this twist, Once again, we want to keep the low back muscles pressing into the ground as much as we can. Try to keep your elbows expanded wide, and then allow the elbow to actually aim to the knee rather than the knee coming in towards the elbow. We've got 30 seconds here. This is our little Pilates ditty. Now, if you want to stay slow, you might find a little deeper burn. You can also speed this up if you'd like your heart rate to rise. We've got 15 seconds on our bicycle. Keep the elbows wide, keep breathing. Good. 10 more seconds, guys. Keep it up, keep it up. See, this is what happens when I get to teach. I get to look at you all and say, good job, and take a breather. It's hard to talk and ab at the same time. In 3, 2, 1, relax, everybody. Oh my goodness. Okay, what I'd like you to do for our grand finale move on our back is send the legs up to the sky. Hands can come behind the thighs, lower back presses down, and again, we elevate the head, neck, and shoulders. As you go into your scissor, let's drop one leg, hug the opposite in, and then switch sides. So I love this exercise for multitasking reasons. We are getting into our abdominals, but we're also elongating our hamstring muscles here. So maybe you continue to pull the backs of the thighs. Maybe you find you want to creep down your leg a little bit and aim for your calf or your ankles. Remember, we want to try to keep the shoulder blades open, lifted, rounded, head is in a neutral position. All right, we're reaching opposite foot away from us. So really think about elongating from your hip to your toes and give me 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing in and out. 3, 2, 1. Everybody, again, give those knees a nice big old squeeze. Maybe circle them out and around a couple times. That's cool too. And now let's rock and roll up and down around. And as you make your way up to sitting, just take a second here. If you want to flip it around, let's release our core again. So we come back into our little Sphinx. Legs are long, shoulders pressing down, abs are lifted, and we get a nice long stretch from the ribs to the hips. And I want you to stay here for 3 breaths. Maybe if you want to, you can drop your head to release the back line of your neck here as well. Personally, in this position, I like my head to come up. It allows a little more length through the tummy. And then in opposition, we'll bring the knees under our hips, push back to heels. Everybody, let's relax into a child's pose. Drop your head, drop your hips, and just feel good. We're here for 3 more breaths. Arms can stay outstretched. They can also wrap to your sides or behind your back. Maybe head turns one side and then the other. Wherever you're feeling any tension, now is the time to kind of breathe it out. When you're ready, we're going to slither forward and just make our way down to our side plank position. Now, I'm going to be starting on my left. You can start on whichever side you want. And just like we did in our first core workout together, you've got some options. You can keep your knee down. You can extend your legs, stagger your feet, stack them. Once again, I'm going to keep my bottom knee down just to show option number 1. Top arm is really reaching away from the bottom arm. I need you to squeeze your butt, cinch your ribs in. We're going to lower the hips and then lift the hips. Do that one more time. We're going to add on to this. Now, as your hips come down, I want you to tap your thigh and then open up your shoulder. So let's think hip divot and then rainbow, okay? So as you're doing this, your bottom shoulder continues to really push away from your ear, giving yourself some opportunity to keep your back long and your neck long as well. Okay, so we exhale on the up, inhale on the down. We're here for 4 more, everybody. 3 more. Good, so we're really squeezing that bottom glute here for 2. One more time coming up. Let's hold it here. And then make your way back to both elbows. Pick up your knees. If the bottom knee is down, I want you to scoop your tailbone under, push your shoulder blades wide, hold here for 3. Hold here for 2. We have 1 more breath. It's a press and it's a pull from the tummy for 1. As you set your knees down, I want you to crawl back. We're making our way to the other side. So we have our elbow underneath the shoulder, pushing that shoulder away. Find the leg position that works for you. Let's drive the bottom hip away from the ground, extend the top arm, take a breath. Now, we lower the hips and we push the hips up like that rainbow shape we created on side number 1. When the hips come down, let's add our armography. So we're just mobilizing the shoulder and maybe allowing the ribs to lift a little higher than they might not normally if you weren't allowing the arm to move. So we have about 20 more seconds to take this down and up, and I like to use that exhale to circle up and away. Bottom glute should be fired up here, so make sure it's not just hanging out. We want to keep it active. And we're in the home stretch with less than 10 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, make your way back to both of your elbows. We'll lift the knees if they're down, and we've got 3 strong breaths to hold. We should be pushing the floor away from us here. Belly button in, ribs cinched away, and we're holding for 2. Heels press back, head reaches forward for 1. And once again, guys, you're gonna set your knees down. I want you to take that child's pose. So we're gonna stay off the board for just one more move, everybody. So when you're ready, I want you to come on down to your tummy. So let's begin. I'm gonna shimmy away from my water bottle so I don't knock it over in a second. We're gonna start with our arms tapping the backs of our head, toes pressing down, elbows wide. Breathing in, we float the heart up to the sky, chin stays neutral, exhale, lower. Let's do 5. Inhale up and exhale down. Now the trick here is to kind of keep the abdominals lifted, keep the booty tight, and really work the lower back muscles, which essentially are part of your abdominals. We've got a nice little abdominal girdle that wraps around our whole torso. So we want to not just focus on the front, but we also want to focus on the back for a well-balanced body. Okay, one more time. Now, guys, as you come down, I want you to open your body like an X on the floor. Maybe shimmy your hips a little bit to loosen up any tension. Here's the last challenge on the ground. Let's lift the arms, lift the legs, and I want you to flutter. So as you're swimming in fast motion, you're gonna keep your neck in neutral and try to elongate your legs and your arms away from one another. We're gonna be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, maybe the heart lifts a little higher, legs lift a little higher. 3, 2, and 1. As you come down, bring your arms like a cactus and just drop one ear to the floor. Nice neck release. And we'll do the same thing in the other direction. So before we go back on the board for our final section, guys, let's revisit hands and knees. Tuck your tailbone, round your spine. This is gonna feel really good after all that back work. And then in opposition, again, we float the heart up to the sky. So let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Last one coming up here. Okay, carefully make your way up to your feet. I want you to carefully step back on your board, and we're gonna rinse and repeat our first 3 moves. So we've got our burpee with our 1, 2, 3 knee, but this time, let's diagonal it. 3, 1, 2, 3, heel back, toes to the bumper, stand up. So we're in our home stretch. These will be our final 3 exercises on the board. So I want you to really utilize all that strength that you've built into this entire program and see if you can push your limits a little bit here. Maybe find a little more range of motion in your hips. Maybe find your breath a little bit more. Okay. So let's do 3 more. 2 more. 2, 3. So take that pause, knee to elbow. This will be the last one, everybody. Good. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, last time. Bring your toes in, stand it up, and shoulder roll back. Okie dokie, guys. We're bringing ourselves back down. All right, let's add a double knee into a pike. We're gonna bring our toes to the bumper, stand up and rinse and repeat. Just when you thought the end was near, we've got a few more flurries to throw into the picture. So keeping this up, again, we wanna exhale the knees, exhale the toes, take that second at the top to catch your breath, release your shoulders. 3 more to go. You can do it. That's it, guys. Last 2. Literally, that finish line is 1 move away. So keep that in your focal point as we take our final burpee here. Knee in, pike up, toes bumper, shoulders back. Final move, everyone. Coming on down. Bring your knees softly to the board, elbows to the mat, shoot your heels back, and we jack it out. So I want you to take this jack on your plank. This will be your last minute of work. As you're jacking your feet in and out, tuck your tailbone a bit, lengthen your legs, magnetize those inner thighs, keep your head reaching forward, and you're already almost halfway through. Final minute here. If anything, y'all, you can hold that plank and just stay. If that's where you're at, you're gonna hang out and breathe. When you're ready, you can bring it back to those heel taps. Halfway through, guys. This is your final 30 seconds. Just listen to your breath. Let it guide you to the end. Almost through, guys. Final 15. Give that tailbone a little scoop forward for me. And we are in the final 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knees down. Drop your weight into your hips. And one last time, find that gorgeous Sphinx pose to elongate your abdominals, hip flexors. Shoulders are pressing down. Take a breath. And then when you're ready, you can slither your knees under your hips, press back to heels, child's pose, head is heavy. Amazing, you guys. So let's stay down. You can shimmy off of your board. And let's just remove our booties for now so that we've got some leverage to play with here. So I want to give you a nice little cool down. So I'm going to have you start just sitting. Your feet can be together, knees apart. Actively press your knees down and then allow them to flare up. And we're going to do that 5 times. Knees press, and then we relax. 4 more. Press. So we're allowing the inner thigh, the groin to open up. Keep your posture tall here for now. Just 2 more to go. So you're creating your own resistance. So you can play around with that. 1 more time. Now you can let go of your ankles and just let your body fold forward. So let's take a second here. Allow your back to let go. So your head is sort of like a bowling ball towards your feet. And maybe you want to add that active knee press while you're here. It's not necessary, but it's something if you want to play with, you can. If you're looking for a little bit of a deeper stretch. Okay, so let's all come on up to sitting. I'm going to scooch back a little bit so I've got some space. I'm going to have you send your right leg out and just allow your ankle to sort of be relaxed for a second. Sitting up nice and tall, guys. Let's reach the left arm up to the sky and then take a diagonal reach across. I apologize. I seriously think I'm going to sneeze in 2 seconds, so bear with me if I do. Point your foot and open up your hip. We're going to flow through this 2 more times. Take an arm up and diagonally reach across. Pardonnez-moi. That's real life for you guys. You sometimes sneeze when you're working out. Okay, this will be the last one. We just stimulated all of the things. All right, diagonal reach across. And as you're driving your pelvis forward, I want you to really elongate your leg by pointing your right foot. As you come back to center, you can just bring your legs to the center, tick-tock your knees from side to side a little bit. Keep your palms pressed onto the floor so you can allow your chest to open here as well. And then we're going to go to the other side. So let's start with that flexed ankle. Right arm comes up. We diagonally reach. Maybe you're at your knee. Maybe you're at your quad. Either way, you're going to feel that stretch. Now point your foot. Push your pelvis forward and circle the left arm up and around. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Okay, take your diagonal across. Reach up and around. Again, we want to allow the abdominals and the hips to open here. This is going to be the last one. And we hinge. And we reach up and around. Big circle to open that chest as well. Awesome, guys. As you settle back to the center, once again, feet can open up wide. And we again allow our body to sort of tick-tock from right to left. Cool. Swing your legs around. And let's all just come into a rag doll. So we're folding, we grab our elbows here. Legs can be straight or micro bent depending on where you are today. Just let your head be really heavy. So I want you to feel your neck growing a bit longer And then when you're ready, guys, bend your knees, relax your arms, slowly roll up to standing. Let's revisit our twist from earlier, freeing up any remaining tension in the hips, shoulders, chest, back. Good, and then bringing it back to the center. Your arms can crisscross. And then last but not least, everybody take your arms up to the sky, release them down, and then give yourselves a hand. You did it! 30 minutes of core in the books. I look forward to seeing you guys back again for another workout very soon. Great job, everybody.